Hello and welcome. On Kodak Close-Up today we have something very special for you. The sights, sounds, and faces of Kodak people who've come this morning to observe the implosion of Building 9. They'll share their thoughts on Kodak's digital transformation, as well as on the new arrival of Kodak's revolutionary new inkjet printers that can save consumers up to 50% on everything they print. So, without further ado, the sights and sounds of Kodak Close-Up at a Building 9 implosion. And what brings you out here this morning?
Well, I have to say that it's definitely a change to the Rochester landscape, and it's a very important part of our community. Kodak is a big deal around here, and it's good to see Kodak keeping up with the latest and greatest technologies.
And I think it's symbolic of a new Kodak.
Oh, what brings you out this morning?
My husband works for one of the companies that was working on this building, getting it ready to implode.
That's terrific. And so you go to a lot of implosions?
This is about my third one.
Oh boy. And I see you have a digital camera. You like to take pictures?
Oh, I love to take pictures.
What are you going to do with the pictures from this?
Probably going to blow. He likes to have a little souvenir picture of every building he works on, so we'll probably have one up and have it in his man's room.
That's great.
Or the garage.
And so he might blow those pictures up.
Oh yeah, that's possible.
My dad worked in Building 9, and I work actually in 59 right now, which is right next door to it. And I also work with my son, who's a college student that is working for the summer with us. So it's kind of special to me. My dad passed away 5 years ago, so it's special to me to come watch where he worked. He spent 37 years of his life.
And I understand you worked for Kodak?
Yes, I did. For 17 years in Building 9.
That's wonderful. And you retired when?
In 1991.
That's terrific. What did you do when you worked in Building 9?
I was a planner for production, inventory control, and we worked with scheduling the product that needed to be shipped to the different regions.
And what brings you out here today?
Oh, of course, to see the revolution of Kodak into the digital world, and to see the demolition of the old part of Kodak and the entry to the new business.
Have you had a chance to look at the new inkjet printers?
Yes, I have.
What do you think of them?
Great. I don't have one myself, but I have a friend who just bought one, and it works great.
And we're here this morning with Steve Tom, who's just hosted the first implosion at Kodak. Is this your first implosion?
It's my very first implosion, my very first literal implosion. My career has imploded a couple of times. I've lived to tell about it, and I'm back. It was very exciting. I had a lot of fun. And I'm amazed that it went as well as it did, given all the different ingredients that go into making something like this happen. So,
tell me about your experience working with Kodak people.
I have never had such a welcoming experience. I was here a week and a half ago to do a couple of other videos for Kodak, and we went over to the headquarters building, the tower, and I have never been, it was like I was the King of England or something. Everywhere I went in the building, people wanted their picture taken with me. They wanted autographs. I just don't get it myself. I'm just the guy that I look at every morning when I'm shaving. But somehow this character has really taken off and become pretty popular with all the Kodak folks, and I'm just overwhelmed by all of it. I really am.
Well, I mean, there's always a million details that have to get handled when you're doing this sort of thing. And the first thing that entered my mind, to be honest with you, is how do we make sure we do this in a way that's absolutely as safe as possible? And, with the building down and it having come down so safely, it means that we really accomplished that objective, which is great.
This camera was on top of the turnstile at the corner of Building 9 and Lake Avenue.
Oh my gosh, and you fired remotely?
Fired it remotely. We yesterday we put out about 1,500 feet of wire triggering our remote cameras within the exclusion zone.
Holy smoke.
Oh yeah, a lot of smoke, a lot of dust.
Was it around 15 or 20 feet away?
Yeah, it's about 12 feet away from the wall. With a really wide angle lens. And actually this is one of our old studio cameras, a 14N, so it's a 14 megapixel camera.
We're shooting 35 millimeter at high speed for a slow motion effect. So we're shooting 100 frames per second. So the implosion, as slow as it was, will be even slower and more beautiful.
That's terrific. What are some of the challenges presented in using motion picture film, particularly high-speed film, in a situation like this?
Well, for motion picture, it's actually quite easy because we can dial in any frame rate we want. So I actually could go up to 150 frames per second, make it even slower. But we thought 100 would be appropriate for this building coming down.
So this is the 5300. MSRP is $199. We have a 5500 that includes an auto sheet feeder. It also has a duplexer for two-sided text documents and a built-in fax machine.
Very cool.
So there you go. What do you think of that?
Thank you so much.
Did you want to try your card? Or
It's amazing.
Oh,
This is what Kodak is talking about. Booyah! Booyah!
Oh, yeah.